What is up, guys, and welcome back to our Valencia Crew Mode, episode number 17. Today we've got a bit of a short episode, and there's only really one reason because of that. It's just because, normally when it's shorter and not as a long episode, it just means that there wasn't as many goals this episode. And that's kind of the case. I'm not saying there wasn't any at all. There was some, just not as many as normal. And as well, the games, I wouldn't say were as big as other episodes as well. Like, obviously, in the last kind of two episodes, we've played Real Madrid, and this episode we aren't really playing anyone that kind of high standard. So for you watching, it might not be the most entertaining. For me playing it, again, probably wasn't the most entertaining, but there was only really one game that was kind of, big in this episode, and that was the next game you'll see, which is Sporting Lisbon. But anyway, we did play Getafe first. We actually got a penalty, and Lukaku did obviously score that, so he put us 1-0 up. Good penalty there. Well, when I say it's a good penalty, but the goalkeeper should have probably saved it, actually. I don't know what he was doing. He just decided not to save it, basically. But yeah, we controlled this game, basically. We just did. Getafe wasn't that good. And to be fair, I kind of expected it because we are on a good run at the moment. We are playing very well, and I was just a bit frustrated that I couldn't make it 2-0 before half time, because I thought, well, if they get a chance or two, in the second half and put it away, then it's, we've dropped 2 points and it's back to 1-1. So look at that, they should have scored there probably, but I was holding on, I was attacking myself, and again, like I said, should have probably been 2 or 3-0, but their goalkeeper played quite a good game. I mean, Gareth Bale should have actually definitely scored there. I don't know how he's missing with his quality, but anyway, like I said, we would win the game 1-0. That would be the final result. To be fair, I'm happy. If I win, I win. I don't really care how I win. It's just if I get that 3 points, and we obviously did. So Getafe game 1-0, 3 points in the bag, and then we was against Celta Vigo away. To be fair, looking back on it now, I don't know why I didn't play the Celta Vigo game and sim the Getafe game, because I was at home against Getafe and I was away at Celta Vigo. Anyway, it's just one of those things sometimes. But anyway, we won that game, got another 3 points in the league, which is very good. And then we was on to our second game of the episode, which is the Champions League. Now, in the Champions League, we do have Sporting Lisbon in our group, Man U and Basel. We actually beat Basel last episode, so far we've got 3 points. The thing is, I've had Sporting Lisbon in the Champions League in the past, and they've been quite a hard team, actually. So I wasn't, really looking forward to this game, because I thought, they could maybe nick a cheeky win here. Like a cheeky... No, I won't say that. But anyway, first half was rubbish, just was. And the second half, to be fair, it was a bit better, but it just... it wasn't too much. So the game was actually end 0-0. Quite a poor game overall. Like I said, first half, not a lot going on. I mean, they could have scored there with the final kick of the game, but for some reason their player just decided to put it wide. I mean, I'm not complaining, but it was a very dry, boring game. Not a lot going on. I mean, we made up for it by beating Deportivo. I say that wrong every time when I say it. Deportivo, that's the one. We beat them 4-1, but, with the Sporting Lisbon game, it just wasn't a lot going on. And it was kind of the same trend with all these games this episode. Getafe, again, wasn't too good. The Sporting Lisbon one was actually even worse. And now this one against Sporting Goujon, I think that's how you say their name. The chicken Goujon thing. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't even looking forward to this game, because I thought, they're playing 5 at the back, and I hate playing teams that have 5 at the back. But anyway, one chance in the first half, and it was already half time. So again, it just wasn't good at all. But thankfully, their defender, I don't know what he was trying to do, but he just let Pereira tackle him, and Pereira scored. So we get our second goal of the episode in the final game. Quite lucky, to be fair. Shouldn't really be scoring that, but well done for Pereira for closing the ball down. Showing very good composure in front of the goal as well to obviously make it 1-0. And I think that's maybe his first or second goal this season. Yeah, as you see, it is his first. So he's a good player, to be fair, Pereira, and he is my captain this year. It's Costa Silva who I've swapped for. I think it was Chigueras or something. That's how you say his name. he was my captain, but you know, Pereira, I'm really happy I brought him in because he's just such a tank in that midfield, and he's been playing quite good this season. But anyway, they basically, you know, scored quite a sweaty goal. No one was marking Endai. A bit frustrating to let that in, really, but you know, that's what happens sometimes when they hit you on the break. And you know, just like I said, very frustrating to obviously concede the goal, because don't get me wrong, I wasn't controlling the game. You know, everything wasn't favouring me. It's just that they didn't really have any chances, Sporting Guzman, and then the first chance they had, they went and scored it. But like I was saying, you know, in the Getafe game, that's what happens sometimes. You can't really do a lot about it. But as you see, Lukaku actually does get a goal for himself in the 57th minute. So, you know, well done for him. And he basically bagged us the 3 points. I mean, they had a chance here, but, you know, Diego Alves saved it. And in the end, we would run away with the 3 points. So far, so good this episode. Done very well. Got maximum points in the league. Dropped 2 in the Champions League. But like I say, look, it's basically between us and Man U at the moment. I know it's very early on, but this game against Man U next episode will be quite crucial, to be fair, because it might decide who goes up with first or second. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the episode. If you have, please like and subscribe if you are new. And guys, I'll be seeing you later. Peace!